And then I came to Karlsruhe here, and I started working for this company called Enscape. And then I meet all these fuckers, and then I'm like, dude, the level of smartness is so extreme, it's unbelievable how much smarter they are than what I was selling phones. So if you look at these two guys right here up front, they're probably some of the smartest people you ever meet. You ever talk to them about technology, forget about it. Like I talked to them about phones one day, I said like something about phones or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, dude, that's like, we did that in like 101 class, you know, that's the first thing we learned. So they took all the glory, and thanks, I appreciate that, Timo. Yeah. And you, I didn't talk to you about it, but he's a hell of a poker player though, this guy right here, Freddie. He kicks my ass all the time, so that's good. So this is a different kind of comedy, like I was starting to say earlier. This is not like your standard, you go watch Kevin Hart or Bo Burnham or all these famous guys who do stand-up comedy and music and stuff. This is a lot different. Actually, what's really funny is everything I've said to you has been off the spur of my head. This is just like this. It's just coming to me. This was not scripted at all. So that's one thing I'm trying to do, is kind of change the direction of comedy. I don't, it's probably not as funny at first either. It's something that has to work into it. But I feel like with comedy, you get all these big famous people, and they're so big because they have scripted stuff. So it's like, you know, you listen to Kevin Hart on YouTube, whatever, and then you see his movie come out on Netflix, and you watch his movie, and you're like, I heard that same shit like 6 months ago on YouTube, right? So for me, I mean, it's comedy, it's funny, but it's like, it's always the same, so it's not going to change. So I wanted to do something different, and so I hope you guys like this. At the end, I want your honest opinions. It's not going to hurt my feelings. This is something I've always wanted to do, and you should be. Yeah, so it's something new, and I wanted to try out, and I hope that as time goes on, people laugh more, because now you're making me feel really self-conscious up here. Und ich habe eigentlich nicht auf Deutsch gewechselt. Tut mir leid, ich kann auf Deutsch reden, wie ich gesagt habe. Woisch moin. Guck mal, wir haben zwei junge Mädchen hier hinten. Was machst du? Alles klar? Ja. Lebst du noch? Lebt ihr noch? Oder? Ja, gut. Yeah. So I like speaking Badish a lot. It's actually, people find it really sexy sometimes. I don't know why. It's really weird actually. You find it what? You say I do? Do you say that? Oh. I'm going crazy. But yeah, I think people find it sexy just because it's like, oh dude, American guy speaking Badish. All right, here we go, something new. But I use it mostly when I'm in bed. And I'm not talking about sleeping either. Yeah, I go like Voisch, magst das? Soll ich weitermachen? Ja, Arthur, guck mal. Sorry, I told you I wasn't going to include you, but I have to do it. I mean, most comedians always joke about their girlfriends and wives and shit. We don't have kids that I know of, and so that's something. So like a lot of times, you know, we're laying there in bed, you know, or whatever, and I look over at her and I just go, hey, yeah, guck mal, guck auf die Uhr, ja, siehst? Wir haben ein bisschen Zeit, sollen wir ein bisschen Party machen? Yeah. She knows what that means right off the bat. Right? So have any of you guys ever been to America? Yeah, really? You're Turkish and you've been to America? Yes. That's crazy. That baffles me. Yeah, seriously, because the Turkish hate America at the moment, I think, which everyone does. I don't blame them. I do too. Okay, so where did you go when you were there? Where did you go?
I lived in 3 different states. Georgia,
Oh, wow.
Arizona, Texas.
Oh, cool. All right. So when you were down in Texas, do you hear a lot of people talk like that?
Yes.
Like they say, hey, honey, would you like to go get some breakfast with me later? No? They ever say like, hey, darling, you want to go ride some ponies or some shit? No? Yeah, they do that a lot down there. They're fucking weird. Like, I went down to Texas to watch my favorite football team play, and it was so funny because I'm from Nebraska, and Texas and Nebraska have a big rival from college football. We don't play each other anymore. I actually don't cheer for Nebraska, so it doesn't matter. But I was down there, and it was so funny because this guy came up to me and he goes, what you doing down here? I'm watching football. And he goes, where are you from, man? I said, Nebraska. He goes, what's a Nebraska boy like you doing all the way down here watching Baylor football? And I said, they're my favorite team. I like Baylor. And he goes, well, that's awesome. He goes, usually people need to pay for this food, but you can go ahead and go eat some. No problem. And I went down and hung out with these guys and fucking ate like gumbo. Do you guys know what gumbo is? It's a type of soup with like a bunch of, it's a southern thing. You got to be like with really stupid and no education to know what gumbo is. Which you all look pretty smart, except Giuseppe back there in the corner. Italians. Oh, speaking of Italians, this guy right here. I told him I wasn't going to include him. But I'm going to. So when I first met Giuseppe, it was really funny because he was from Italy, right? So I only knew a few phrases that I learned from some friends like "Come stai?" "Bene, bene," "Grazie, prego," right? And he taught me how to say funny phrases like "Bisogno di scoraggiare."
Because you asked.
Yes, because I asked, and it means I need to fart. And it's actually really funny because I've learned this phrase in a lot of different languages because I've come to find out it's a very important phrase to know. The more you know, the better you know, right? And if you know phrases like that, if you're ever in a sticky situation and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to say to this guy, just say real quick, bisogna di scoraggiare, And these people will probably, if you get yourself out of trouble, they'll just probably like send you to a bathroom. You know what I mean? So, like if I ever say something offensive in Italian and I didn't mean to, say, oh, bisogna di scoraggiare, and they go, oh, okay, and then whatever they say for the bathroom is over there. I mean, you can tell me that. I don't know what it is.
They even give you money.
They give you money for saying that. Okay, well, I'm going to Italy then because I say that phrase like every day. His nickname is now Bisogno, which is stupid because it just means I need. So it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, right. I tried to do. I talked to a lot of Italian people, and it's really funny because actually he proved this that it was not true. That Italians really sound the way they do, like. Let's go to the party. I would like to get a pizza with a red sauce. They don't really sound like that. I've come to find out with Bisogno that that's not true. So, like, he doesn't sound like that. But a lot of times I'm like, hey, it's me, I'm Mario. And I do that voice. And then the people are like, okay, this guy, he plays Mario. He's cool, whatever. But that's not really how Italians sound. But he told me there is a part in Italy that does sound like that. So I guarantee you, if I went down there and talked like that, I would actually blend in really well, outside the fact that I'm not hairy like him. I think that the voice would help me to blend in with the people, go like, hey, I'm from America, but I actually am an Italiano. Yes, I like to eat pizza and I like to eat whatever else you eat here. Yeah? Would someone understand that? Would they like it if I talk like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Would they be offended? I actually don't care.
Oh, no, it's totally funny.
Yeah, okay. Do you like it when I do that voice for you? All right. And I was actually with another friend of mine the other day, and I was actually trying to do, I was telling him that I was going to do a bunch of voices here, because voices are something I work with languages. So I teach English here in Karlsruhe, and oh, hey, I didn't know you were over there. That's fucking creepy. So I didn't actually. I actually wanted to do more things with languages, so with time I started working on accents and stuff, but the really funny thing is I speak German, I speak Badish, but I can't do a German accent to save my life. And I can't do, like, a couple of my friends can do, like, Russian accents and shit. I can't do those. But I can do, like, the really weird ones that no one cares about. Like French, for instance. Like, who cares about French? I know Carl doesn't. So, you can say, like, so you Americans and you're cheeseburgers, Yeah? Oh, bonjour. Yes, I can speak a French. I like a cheese and it smells like fart, But I can't do the French one very good. So I had to work on the Italian one. I had to work on a couple other ones. I actually, when I was a kid, did a lot of English accents. I always wanted to play that guy from like England or whatever. Always go to the boys, go, hello, how are you? Yeah, you want to go here right this Saturday, right? Yeah? So, do you want to do this, right? Yeah? You understand what I'm saying? No, because no one does, because the English sound like shit, right? And then you have the Australians, you're like, oh, bloody hell, mate. You guys want to get, look at that crikey there. Yeah, got that. Everyone remembers Steve Irwin, the big Australian guy that went and did a lot of things with animals. You guys don't know Steve Irwin? Do you? Yeah, do you guys know Steve Irwin? The famous guy that died from the steamer? That's really sad, yeah? I always thought that, I actually wanted to contact his family. I saw they posted on Facebook one day, and I was like thinking about, hey, can I become part of your show now because I can sound just like him?